Hi, and welcome back to my journey. I am in the 20s. Not exactly, it's like 20.95 or something, but and today if I make a cut, it'll be a little less than that, but I'll put it in the description. Um, I've been cutting and I've been holding and I've been cutting. Um, it's been tougher. As Forrest Gump said, that's all I have to say about that. That's why I haven't done a video in a little while. That and as I've said in the past, I'm kind of giving myself a little bit of a break. I did this to document the journey. It's not about views, it's not about likes. It's to hopefully, again, touch somebody out there and let them know. And on that vein, I'm going to start this video where I should have started the last one, and that's to those who have commented to me, that have encouraged me, said anything. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. You have no idea how much it helps for those that are in contact with me, for those that just leave a comment of encouragement. Thank you. And right back at you. I mean, again, like I said, I'm doing this I started doing this just to document it, to give myself something to do, to try to see the transformation. And right now, I'll be honest, it's hard because it's been more difficult, pure and simple. At the same time, learning to let go has become very prophetic. I realized when I made the channel name that that's what I needed it to be, because everyone that I was listening to was always talking about acceptance and letting go. So it seemed like that was where I needed to go, and still is. But there's been some people that have commented. One in particular that took me to some other comments of people who are on the other side. And even one gentleman that right now isn't on the other side yet. But what he said to me is what I want this video to be about, and it's what I want my entire channel to represent. And this is something that we wouldn't wish on our worst enemies. Having said that, it's quite possibly the greatest journey we'll ever go on. The changes that we make during this journey, the revelations that come to us during this journey, the everything. People can call it the dark night of the soul. People can call it God testing them. Whatever it is that works for you. For me, even I see it as a blessing, and I know that's not going to get a lot of views. I've seen because again, my ego comes in and I look at other people's and say, why do they get more views than I do? And I don't come on when I'm feeling like that. I don't come on, and again, I'm not knocking anyone who's feeling, that's their journey, and there's a place for that. For me, I can't even watch most of them. For me right now, I'm feeling it all the time. So to put it out there and to put it on the video and then have to rewatch it, not that I do much editing at all, but just to have to rewatch it, I can't do that. And that's me, that's my personal, it has nothing to do with anybody else. Having said that, I appreciate the people that are putting the raw stuff out there. And for a lot of people, that gives them comfort to know, and myself for that matter, to know that some of the things that we're going through, we're not crazy, we're not alone. But to keep this short, because I swear I was going to, is to say that this journey, I have to look at it as nothing other than a blessing. And I've seen other people put that into words, articulated on video. When they're on the other side, they say it's the best thing that's ever happened to them, because, and I've said this, the person that I am, or the person that I'm becoming, and yes, I feel a little teary today, so I try not to cry, but as much as I hate this, it's making me look at who I was, who I am, and who I want to become. It's making me not, I spend the time looking at, the system and how it's set up and how wrong it is. But it gives me something to work towards, to help change, to help be a part of that change. They always say, be the change you want to see in the world. I guess what this video is, and it's not just about me blowing sunshine up my ass, that's kind of what it sounds like at the moment. And it's for each one of you out there that are listening to this video, right now what you're doing, the work that you're doing is immeasurable. Not just for yourself, but that's really kind of where I'm going with this. It's going to be something that's going to be with you forever. And I don't mean that we're going to be in this state forever. The prevailing wisdom across everybody is everyone heals. It's just a matter of time and patience, which I suck at both all the time I have. Although some days you don't feel like you have any time. I guess that's a good topic too, but I guess that'd be a whole other thing, is especially at my age right now. I just had a birthday and I feel like I'm, as far as life goes, I'm running out of time. But I believe that whatever it is I came here to do, I'm going to do in its perfect timing. That sounds fantastic on video and it sounds good for me, but I have to say that because doing YouTube makes me, while I'm in front of this camera, be the person that I want to become. And if you can look at that and look at what you're going through, whether it's SSRI, whether it's whatever it is that you're going through, take away all the labels for what this channel, I started it for. Whatever it is you're going through, because we're all on this planet, we're all going through something. It's making you become better you. That's why you came here. It's my belief anyway. You can fill in the blanks as to how that relates to you, your culture, your whatever. It's not for me to do. For me, I call it, at this point, God or the universe. Like I said, I know there's a lot of connotations with God and whatever, but so I'll just, and even universe, it becomes very new agey and whatever, but I know there's a higher something that's on the days that I just don't have it, and I wouldn't have it, but somehow it's there, and I get through, and I move on the next day, and maybe it's a little better, and maybe it's just as challenging, but maybe I can handle it a little better, and as each day goes through. But I want to just reiterate, the reason I turned on and clicked on this is because to make this video is, one, to update my journey. And just, so I can look back and say, okay, this is where I was. And I am very happy. I'm in the 20s. I know it's still 29 something, but, basically almost 30. But, I started at 50. And I started way before that because I was, before I crossed over to dying. But it can be done. You can do this. I can do this. So I'm doing, this is for myself. You're getting there. It may be slower. It may be whatever right now, but you're getting there. And that's true to anyone that's listening to this. You are getting there. Whether you cold turkey, whether you're healing. One day at a time. And the biggest thing is enjoy the journey. I don't know how you do that. I'm still learning myself. But for me, it's looking at my daughter. And knowing that with all the things that I feel like I can't be there for her right now, it's all the things that I'm bringing to the table because of this. Is she seeing that? I hope so. I believe she is. For my wife. For myself. I'll keep it selfish. I'm growing. I'm becoming who I think I always, we're never any different. We're the same when we were born as we are right now. It's just all the masks and layers that we put over ourselves. And this is stripping those all down. No other choice but to strip it all down. Because that's what this process does. It strips everything down. It strips you down to where you feel like you're bare naked. I've had some people had to come over to the house to do some work. And I literally feel like I'm hiding. I literally, the other day, I was in the bathroom. I sat on the toilet. No, I'm not being gross because the seat was down, but that's where I was hiding. And I felt it, and I was like, what are you doing? But it's interesting. Other people are saying the same thing. So again, that's part of my journey, is to figure out why am I so, I didn't do this to myself deliberately. So then why am I so embarrassed by myself? Again, that's part of my journey. But I believe that the answer to that and the coming through that is going to be such a miraculous transformation. And that's the least of which is what I'm going through with this. And I think if any of you that are watching this are honest, when you have that, that little bit of light on that day where you're feeling just like, okay, I can breathe a little. Just gratitude. I'm not telling you to make a gratitude journal, because I've been telling myself to make one, and I start it and I don't do it, and I start it and I don't do it, and then I say I'm going to meditate on gratitude and I do it and then I stop. So it's not about that, because if I did, I'd be lying. It's something that I want to do. It's something that when I do though, and I look at all the things in my life, even when you have very little, I know I'm blessed more than most. But there's still so many times, even with all the blessings that I have, that all I see is the negative. So right now I want this video to be positive. I want it to be about the positives that are coming out of this. The positives that are showing, maybe my daughter, like in this very materialistic world, that, there's things that are so much more important than that. I know for me, that's what's coming out. Not very well. I mean, my last video was talking about, I want to own a Tesla and whatever. And that's fine. I think, again, we live on this three-dimensional planet, and having, dreams and aspirations are fantastic. But at the same time, I think it's having a spirit, having a human experience, starting to coming back to our roots and saying, what is really important? Love, humility, empathy, all the things that when we turn on the news right now, which again, I said I don't really watch the news, but it, comes up on the internet or whatever when I turn on the thing at first, and so you get sucked into the clickbait, and you click on it, whatever. And right now we don't have a lot of that going on. So again, be the change you want to see in the world. It's really all I have to say. I'm still here. I'm still making some progress. I'm making progress. And to those of you that are corresponding with me, to those, just again, I'm going to say thank you. That's really, I really should just do a whole video just saying thank you. I had no idea how isolated I am from the world, and yet doing this gives me some piece of putting myself back into it. And thank you for that. Thank you for each one of you. No matter if you write 2 words or if you write whole paragraphs to me, it makes no difference. And I encourage you all, not my channel, all the channels that are out there, whether it's, no matter what it is, no matter what people are going through, just when you come across one and it's something that's caught your eye and you've watched it for long enough that you see that somebody's going through something, no matter what they call it, SSRI, benzodiazepine, cancer, whatever it is, leave them a note. Leave them just a note of encouragement. It goes so far. Maybe they won't read it. Maybe they will. But I know how far it goes. For every one of you who aren't on YouTube, maybe you don't have the means, maybe it's just too scary at this point, or you're not in a place where you can't even, don't have a day like, today I had this morning where I felt well enough to stick my ugly mug in front of this camera. But you too, thank you. You are worth everything that you're going through. You're worthy. You're a divine spark that's supposed to be here right now in this time, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't wake up. You wouldn't be up. You wouldn't be awake right now if you weren't supposed to be here. You are touching people's lives. You are making a difference in our collective. Again, however you want to define that. Thank you to all of you. Really, that's what I want this video to be, is to say again, thank you. And yay, I'm in the 20s. I love you all. Love and light to every one of you. I haven't said that, but it's just what I feel, regardless of what the implications behind those words are to other people. Blessings. God bless you. However, hang in there. Just keep keeping on. You're going to get to the other side. But enjoy the journey. Look at the things that you're learning. Think of the thoughts, even the negative ones, when they're there, and then when you correct them. As slowly as like for myself, I'll speak for myself, for as slowly as I correct my intrusive thoughts. But I'm learning to do that. So each time I do that, it makes a difference. I get a little stronger. On that note, thank you. I'll talk to you again soon. I love you all. Thank you.